You are now tuned in to the Dads Who Lift podcast. Please give us a like, share, subscribe to the YouTube account. We are on www.dadswholiftofficial.com. All the podcast links are in there. We also have an apparel line. We're on IG as Dads Who Lift Official handle. We're on Facebook, Dads Who Lift Podcast. We also have a Dads Who Lift fitness group on Facebook that's Dads Who Lift Official. A group of 30,000 like-minded dads that are just trying to be their best selves and staying fit. If that's something you're into, please check it out. But we do this stuff for free, guys, so please give us a like, share, 5-star review. We really appreciate your support. You are now tuned into the Dads Who Live podcast. You have your host, Tyler Gata.
Co-host, Joel Staley.
So we were just talking, did you get your donut this morning?
No, I haven't.
Why not? Because you're not vaccinated?
Not vaccinated.
Dude, how fucking funny is this shit? Like,
I didn't hear about it until just now.
Yeah. So, I mean, first of all, when's the last time we had to fucking give an incentive for people to get a vaccine? Like, there might be a problem if you got to, like, give incentives for people to get a fucking vaccine. Like, people should want to get a vaccine because they need to get a vaccine so they don't die. It's like, if that's not the issue, like, you're not going to die, you're not worried about dying, or you're not worried about this deal, then you have to, like, hey, you can have a free donut.
I think it's just a marketing, but there are incentives as far as, like, you were talking about the vaccination card to travel and, like, do basically anything. You're going to need it to go into the store. You're going to need it to basically leave your house.
I hope it doesn't come to that because I'm not getting vaccinated. And, like, I don't give a fuck if you want to get vaccinated. Like, it doesn't bother me at all. I could care less what anybody else does, but I don't want someone telling me that I have to do something. And I don't want to have to get vaccinated.
It's not for you. It's for other people. It's Gata.
Yeah, but if you're vaccinated and I'm not, shouldn't you be protected anyways?
You would think so.
So what the fuck's it matter if I got it or not? Right? I mean, if you're vaccinated and it works, then why does it matter if I'm not?
You don't get your donut.
Right. So that's the thing is Krispy Kreme's giving out, apparently Krispy Kreme's giving out free donuts if you have a vaccination, like if you have your vaccination card or whatever, if you got vaccinated for COVID-19, which is fucked up in multiple ways because, like, the whole point of being healthy is to be in shape and not eat Krispy Kreme. You know, like, you can eat Krispy Kreme every once in a while, but here's a block of lard for being healthy by getting your vaccination.
Well, I was listening to something, so we know it's 2 doses now. I think some are starting to say it's got to be 3 different shots.
3 doses, yeah.
So, and they're saying that those are only good for like a couple years, and then you have to, like, you're basically, it's almost like getting on testosterone, where it's a lifetime commitment now. You have to keep going back whenever they tell you to, whether it's a few weeks, few months, every couple of years. It's like, all right.
For what?
No thanks. For what? Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I get if you're, like, autoimmune, you're out of shape, you're old, something like that. You want to get the vaccine, you're scared of COVID-19. Like, it can affect certain people if you're over the age of, like, 60 or 75 or whatever. But the majority of people, it's not going to affect. It's going to be like the cold. I mean, that's pretty much every single person that I know that's had it. It's pretty much been like the cold or the flu, you know? So I actually heard there was when they did the studies for the COVID-19 vaccination to approve it, they actually didn't want to approve the ages from 15 and below because it was just not needed. Like, COVID-19 does not fuck people up from 15 or below. Like, it's basically less than even the common cold would be for children in most cases. So they're like, why, you know, the whole point of a vaccination is to, you know, keep people that can get sick from something from getting sick from something. If you can't get sick from something, then you don't need the fucking vaccination. Like, there's no point in it. Like, if you're already healthy, why inject your body with some foreign ass chemical?
Untested, rushed.
Yeah. So they didn't even want to approve it for kids 15 and under because they just don't have any fucking symptoms. So it's like, why?
They voted no and they pushed it through.
But they pushed it through anyways. Yeah. So now everybody gets a fucking vaccine.
Right. Well, I also heard on the Andy Frisella, the Real AF podcast, so I haven't looked into it yet, but that Bill Gates has made more money with this vaccine than he previously even had, which he was like the 4th richest person in the world.
I don't know about that, man, but I wouldn't doubt it.
Right.
Like, I seriously wouldn't doubt it. But the whole thing to me is like, it's not what this podcast is going to be about. We actually have a topic, but it's just funny as fuck. Like, the whole point, right? Who does COVID affect? Mainly the old or the obese, right?
Or autoimmune, yeah.
Or autoimmune. But mainly it's like if you're out of shape, you might get fucked by COVID-19.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty much, other than being old, most of the people that died from COVID-19, which really now they're saying wasn't even very many, like way less than when they originally came out with, had underlying issues, obesity being, and heart disease and stuff like that being a major key player. So it's like we shut down gyms. We came out with this vaccine. Like we stopped everybody from being healthy. We told everybody to stay inside. We shut down gyms. But yeah, you could go get McDonald's. You could go buy liquor, but you couldn't go work out. And you were told not to go outside for a while too. So like you're stuck inside your house, but yet the whole time you could go buy a fifth of fucking vodka and get a fucking double cheeseburger or a Big Mac, right?
Well, it's classic big pharma, dude. They're like, all right, don't eat healthy, go exercise, and make good choices. Take this pill that's going to have you bleeding out of your ass. And like, there's going to be all these side effects, but you can still go get your Krispy Kreme donut.
And we're going to make a shitload of money.
Right. Yeah.
That's really
they don't want to fix the problem. They want to.
But out of all people, like Krispy Kreme, like, yeah, here's you're already fat, so here's some more fat. Like, or, you know, hey, just because you got the shot, you're going to be healthy now, so why don't you do something unhealthy and eat a donut?
Right.
Like, it just makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. No, I love it.
It's just fucking stupid.
Genius marketing.
Yeah. Man. The shit that goes on nowadays, man, it's crazy.
Where'd you hear about that? I've been slacking. I deleted a lot of my social media.
Ian Smith's Instagram.
I need to follow him.
Yeah, he's got a lot of good shit, actually. So, but the topic, and this kind of goes into that, actually, really, kind of. I mean, I feel like a lot of what's going on, a lot of the issues in today's society come down to this fucking victim mindset. And, you know, we've touched on victim mindset before in the podcast, but I don't think we've ever really had a full-on topic about it. But it's fucking crazy to me how much I see it in everyday life. And I think a lot of people, the reason I want to bring this up and even have a topic on it is because I think a lot of people have victim mindset traits and don't even fucking know it, don't even see it.
That's what I was telling you. I didn't even want to waste my breath because it seems like I know whenever I hear someone talking about victim mindset, I'm like, well, that's not really me. And I know that the people that do have victim mindsets are like, oh, you just don't get my situation. I am a victim. Like, they're not trying to hear it anyway. Right. So it's polarized. You have the people that are already bought in that don't need to hear it. And then you have the people that need to hear it. And then they're not going to they're still a victim.
But I feel like some people just don't know, might not know that some of these traits that they're doing are really victim mindset traits. So, I mean, you don't have to full on have a full blown victim mindset. You could be heading in that direction and have some of the victim mindset traits and not even see it or pick up on it, which is why I want to talk about this shit. But the whole point of it is like, it's actually pissed me off because I'm going through shit with our podcast manager with this shit right now that I was dealing with this morning. And like, I'm just getting so fucking fed up with people that have this goddamn victim mindset that like somebody owes them something. Somebody always owes them something, you know, like one of my buddies went out on vacation. Right. And I put I posted the fucking text up on my story a few days back. If you saw it, then you know who I'm talking about. But one of my buddies went on vacation. And
I thought you were talking about what you sent me.
No, one of my buddies, no, not that. No, but one of my buddies went on a vacation and he came back and he's texting me. I was like, hey man, how was your vacation? You know, just touching base or whatever. It's like, oh, it's good. I'm getting fucked at work right now though. You know, when other people go on vacation, I try to pick up their slack so they don't come back to a bunch of work. But I guess nobody can do that for me. I guess I'm the only one that does that. You know, like basically bitching about like missing work and then coming back and having to make up some of that work. Like, bro, what the fuck? That's your work. Like, no, and that was exactly my response. I was like, bro, I'm a boss. I don't expect anybody to do anything for me. Like, I don't expect, nobody does my shit when I go out of town. Like I work, usually when I take fucking vacations, I almost don't even like taking vacations because it takes so much fucking work to get up to that vacation. It's almost not even fucking worth it because I'll work 7 a.m. till midnight all fucking week, just be able to take a vacation, like work extra to get all my shit done, be able to take a vacation. So I'm leaving my company and my guys in a good place for me to leave, just for me to get like 4 or 5 fucking days off. And then I always come back to a fucking shitstorm. And nobody takes care of it for me. I fucking take care of it. I don't expect anybody to take care of it. It's my fucking responsibility. That's the whole point of this shit. Like, Nobody is fucking coming to save you, bro. Like that's you hear that like I hear that a lot now, but I don't feel like people actually fucking take it in and realize it. Like it is the truth. Nobody's fucking coming to save you. And no nobody's really going to fucking save you, and nobody wants to fucking save you.
No one really cares about your situation.
It's your fucking life. It's your fucking responsibility. It's your job to take care of your shit. And anything that happens in your life is your fucking responsibility. And there's a few instances where maybe you are the victim in some really fucked up scenarios, but that's not what the fuck we're talking about on this podcast. On this podcast, we're talking about normal, everyday motherfuckers that are trying to win, trying to live life and be the best selves they can be. We're not talking about some fucked up scenario where someone got kidnapped or whatever. Some shit like that happens, yeah, you might be the victim, but that's different. But even in that scenario, where you take from that and whatever you make your life into, whatever you turn life into, is still your fucking responsibility. Like, wherever the fuck your life goes is still your fucking responsibility, and you're not the fucking victim. Anything that happens in my life, I take full responsibility for, 100% responsibility for. Even if somebody fucks me over and does something to me that's fucked up, I still take responsibility for that shit because I allowed them in my fucking life. I allowed them to come into my circle. You know, like if I date a chick that's fucked me over in the past and I decide to give her another chance and date her again, and guess what? She does the same fucking thing. That's my fucking fault. Because I didn't have to let her back into my life. You know what I mean? Like most people sit there and go, oh, well, she did this, she did that. It's this person did this to me. This person did this to me. No, dude, you were in control of your fucking life. You were in control of who the fuck you let surround yourself in your life. You're in control of every single little aspect of your life. If something goes wrong or something goes right, that's on you. It's not on anybody else. And it's your fucking job to change that trajectory when shit does go wrong and fucking get out of it. You know what I mean? Like it's your job to take that, learn from it, grow from it, and move forward. You're not a victim. Nobody's a victim. Another thing too that really fucking pisses me off that I see a lot nowadays is fucking people, this goes with the victim mindset, but people not going all in on what the fuck that they want, dude. This fucking half-ass, we call it half repping around here, right? You're the full repping or half repping. We did a whole fucking podcast on it. But I continue to see this shit. It pisses me off every fucking time. If you're going to fucking do something and you want to win, fucking do it. Go all in. Like there's no fucking like, oh, I got halfway there. I put in like a little bit. My deadline was this week, but hey, we're almost there. Fuck that shit. Like if your deadline's this week, fucking do it. Go in and do it. I'm not even going to commit to anything unless I can get it done. If I can't fucking get it done, I know it's something that I can't do at that point in time in my life. I'm not going to commit to it. I'm not going to say that I can do it. I'm not going to fucking go all in. If you want to win, if you want to fucking get places in life, you want your life to be amazing. You want your life to be better than normal. You want, things that other people don't have, which is what I fucking want, which is what you fucking want, which is what most people want that listen to this goddamn podcast. I hope at least. Like if you don't, you shouldn't be listening to this podcast. But you have to do things that most people don't do. You have to go, you have to take account of your fucking responsibilities. You have to be in control of your life. You have to see everything as you're doing, and you have to fucking go all in on everything that you want, your hopes and your dreams. Like there's no fucking half repping. Either you're full repping or you're not repping at all. If I can't full rep it, I'm not fucking even doing it.
Dude, it goes back to my inner monologue there. So I've said on the podcast before, whenever I'm at like a crossroads, I'm like, well, should I do this or should I not? I ask myself the question. Do you remember what the question is?
What? No.
Are you being a fucking pussy right now?
Oh, you're a little bitch right now.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. Pussy just seems to hit harder for me. And there's a Kid Cudi lyric that's just in the hook of his song, and most people are pussies. So I think about that all the time. I'm like, all right, am I being a pussy right now? And if the answer is yes, then I do the opposite and do like, I mean, this is played out, but quitting the job. It was just like, all right, I know I want to do this.
No,
I know
dude,
I need to do this.
That's not played out. That's a badass fucking scenario. You should go back to it.
Like I have all these reasons to stay safe and be in my comfort zone, but I know if I ask myself that question, am I just being a pussy right now?
And you're not living to your full potential.
I might have, all right, daughter's daycare, mortgage, like literally all this shit piled up, but I don't care about that. I just need to answer this one question. All right, is this the right thing? And are you being a pussy about it? And if the answer is yes, all right, well, then fuck all that shit. I'm not going to be a pussy. I'm going to make it happen.
100%.
So I think more people need to ask themselves that question.
People just need to quit being fucking victims, man. Like, your life is what the fuck you make it, not what anybody else makes it. It doesn't really matter what has happened to you. Like, you might have had some fucked up shit happen to you. everybody has a story. Everybody has something happens. Look at fucking David Goggins. I mean, David Goggins has gone through more shit in his life than I can even dream of going about or think of going about. Like, it's not even really imaginable in my life. You listen to his fucking books and read his story, shit that he went through, I can barely even fathom. You know what I mean? But he went through that, turned that into what his life is now, which is fucking success, dude. Like, that guy screams success. He does whatever the fuck he wants. His life is what he wants it to be. He's constantly breaking barriers. He's constantly breaking goals. He's constantly striving to be better. He's constantly being the best version of himself, and he motivates fucking millions of people around the world. And also, he's got a lot of fucking money, and he can do whatever the fuck he wants. And he came from a place that you probably can't even think about. Yeah, but he still turned it into fucking a win. You know what I mean? Like, nobody's a goddamn victim. And so, symptoms of a victim mindset, something that I pulled up, and this would be for people that, you know, are thinking to themselves like, shit, do I get into a victim mindset? Sometimes I don't even really know what that looks like, right? So, symptoms of victim mindset: feeling powerless and helpless. Some people feel they don't have control over their situation, so they don't even try to affect the outcome. Dwelling on negativity. Some people complain about their tough life just to attract attention or to fill a void in a conversation. Generating self-abuse.
Those people are the fucking worst, by the way.
I know, for real. Generating self-abuse. Some people continually put themselves down. Remaining stuck in the past. Some people refuse to let go of disappointments. Blaming the world. Some people blame scapegoats for their difficulties and setbacks. Being consumed by problems. Some people wear their problems as a badge of honor. Feeling cheated. Some people are envious and resentful. They believe that the world isn't fair. The world's never going to be fair. Like, the world isn't fair.
Here's a great example, dude. So say like a couple weeks ago, I lost money during a week because we didn't sell enough programs. I'm paying for marketing. I'm paying for marketing company, Facebook ads, commission for the sales guys, code. I'm like, have all these expenses. We didn't make enough money to clear it, to be in the green.
Yep.
So victim mentality would be like, all right, my sales guys aren't good enough. These clients on the phone, these prospects, they're too big of a pussy to sign up. Like, that's very...
Victim mentality would 100% be like, dude, my sales guys are fucking me.
Right.
It's their fault.
When you take the role of the leader, it's like, okay, I need to train my sales guys. There's obviously a
Where am I falling short here?
Am I organically messaging people 100 times a day to get more people on the phone, get more at-bats?
Yep.
Have I tested all these other things to see if these work better? So the difference is, the first thing, you blame people and you take that responsibility off yourself. It's not going to get better.
No.
Because you just have the scapegoat, like you said. All right, well, this isn't happening, but it's because of them. I can't control them.
A victim's never going to grow.
Right.
Ever.
Whereas if you take responsibility, then it's like, okay, well, these guys aren't performing. I need to do this, this, and this to bring them up to speed. We're not getting enough sales calls, so I need to do this, this, and this. Like, what can I do to make this better? Because that's a pet peeve of mine, is when people bitch about something and then they're not actively like doing anything to change their circumstances. When people complain about like their job or their boss or like their relationship, anything, and then yet you're like, all right, well, what are you doing about it? Oh, well, yeah, excuse one, excuse two, excuse three. I just bitch about it. It's the worst.
Yeah, a couple more just to throw a few more out here just so you can fucking check yourself is obviously blaming other people's for your situation, for feeling miserable. If you possess a life is against me philosophy, if you think others are purposely trying to hurt you, which people usually don't really give a fuck. I mean, you think that they do, they really don't give that much of a fuck about you and your life. Cynical or pessimistic, feel powerless to change their circumstances, enjoy sharing their tragic stories with other people, have a habit of blaming, attacking, accusing those they love for how they feel, constantly putting themselves down, believe they're the only one being targeted for mistreated, refuse to analyze their beliefs or improve their life. Even when things go right, they find something to complain about. Like, that's a fucking victim.
So we know what a victim mindset is. Why is it important not to have one? Because that's the overall theme of like, okay, so I have a victim mindset, so what?
So let me go through. I mean, that's, to me, that's what we just talked about. If you want to fucking win, you can't be a victim. Like, that's it, plain and simple. And not only like if you want to win, if you want to have a life that's worth fucking living for, if you want to be happy, if you want to succeed, if you want to be a growth-minded person, if you want success in your life, if you want to be a good father, if you want to raise your children right, if you want to be a good husband, you know, brother, whatever the fuck it is, if you want to have a good, prosperous life, you cannot be a victim. Like, there's no way to sit in victim mentality mindset and be happy. That's really what it comes down to, right? We all want to be happy. We all want to. I want to be happy in my life. I want to have drive, passion. I want to feel like I have a purpose. I want to feel like I'm living towards something. I'm growing towards something. I'm being the best version of myself. Like, it feels good inside me to know that I make goals, I crush them, and I fucking move forward. You know, that feels good as a man. That feels good. You cannot do that shit if you're stuck in a victim mentality, because you can't fucking grow.
I feel like it's twofold. Number one, we talk about like attracts like. So if you're negative and you're focusing on the negative because you have the victim mindset, you're going to attract more negative shit in your life.
Yeah,
that's
100%.
just it.
Yeah.
So if you buy, like, our neighbor drives a green Jeep. Now I see green Jeeps all over the fucking place where I never noticed them before because I'm looking for it. So you're going to attract more negative. And the big one is when you think it's someone else's responsibility or it's someone else's fault for your circumstance, you are delegating you're getting rid of your power to change those circumstances. So again, if I say, like, all right, I'm going on vacation and I expect Rob to make my calls while I'm gone.
Right.
Well, you have no control over that. Whereas if you, again, take the role as the leader, you take responsibility for your own shit and you're like, all right, well, I'm going to make double the calls before I leave. I'm going to have to catch up on some calls when I get back.
Or I might even take a couple calls when I'm there.
Yeah, you can. You totally control the situation.
Yeah.
And when you control the situation, obviously you have the best chance for the best outcomes.
Exactly.
I think that's it, man.
Yeah, 100%. So this fucking deal here, 11 ways to escape a victim mentality. I think these are pretty good, man. I might not read everything. We'll probably just go over like the big bullets, but own your own life.
That's it.
Be positive. Believe in yourself.
Be positive's harder than.
So be positive. Focus on controlling your negative thinking. Mentality limits the times that you judge, complain, mistrust, or are jealous of others.
So do your affirmations. That's really 100%. The big way to start off the day in a positive mindset.
Yep.
Because if you start off, that's why I don't ever check my phone first thing in the morning. Like, I got into the habit of checking my crypto because I'm like, one time I checked it and Bitcoin was up like a couple grand. I'm like, nice. All right. So it felt great. But now I realize if I wake up and I check my phone, that's the first thing I look at and it's down to $2,000. I'm
starting your day off negative.
Yeah. So I never do it anymore.
Yep.
I might do it later in the day, but I never start off my day with like social media where you hear about some crazy shooting or people disagreeing over politics. I try to set off my day in a positive, like, all right, have my coffee, have my family time, think about what I'm grateful for, and set the entire theme of the day.
So own your own life. Accept responsibility for the past, present, and future. I think that's really fucking important. Do not put that responsibility on other people. Accept responsibility for the past, present, and future. Like, you got to own all parts of that. You know what I mean? Like, your past, you move forward from, you learn from, you move forward. Your present, that's where we're living in right now. You know, we're doing the task right now. We're winning right now. Your future, you have something to look forward to. You have a path. You have a line. You know, you have somewhere you're heading. You have somewhere you want to be. You know what I mean? Your present's getting you there. Your future is keeping it in hindsight. You're on a track. You know what I mean? And own that shit. Like, that's not the responsibility of anybody else. Your past, present, and future is your responsibility only. Not anybody else's. It never will be anybody else's, ever. I don't care what the fuck happens. It's your responsibility. Your life is what you make it. I've said it a million fucking times on this podcast. I'll say it a million more. Life is what you make it. The be positive, to me, everybody has negative thoughts. Everybody has negative thinking that creeps into their mind. For me, it's combating those negative thoughts. Whenever a negative thought pops into my mind about a certain situation, I'll fucking I'll talk to myself and tell myself, like, that shit ain't right. Get the fuck out. You know, like, get out of here. That ain't right. And actually, John Baumgartner, which has been on the podcast before, we were talking about negative thoughts yesterday. And it's kind of funny how he said it, just stuck with me. But he'll have negative thoughts pop up. And the way he says it, he goes, Jiminy Cricket, get the fuck out of my head, Jiminy Cricket. And it just kind of stuck with me like, hey, Jiminy Cricket, get the fuck out of here. You know, that shit ain't right, you know? Negative thoughts are always going to pop up, but the more that you can combat them and replace them like, hey, that's not right. Like, I have a negative thought about myself. Hey, that's not right. I'm actually this. Replace with a positive thought. The more you can do that, the more prominent those positive thoughts are going to be, and the more those positive thoughts take over and take control of your life. You know what I mean? Believe in yourself. Do things that foster confidence and self-esteem. That includes recognizing your strengths and being kind to yourself. I think that's pretty...
Dude, I've had a couple 45-pound plates that are in boxes in my garage, just like sitting there because they're more than I need for my gym. But like, I see them every day. And so yesterday, my goal for the day, I told Amy, I was like, my goal for the day is to get those out of the box, which is a pain in the ass because they're like really well all in there. It takes a little, they're all wrapped up. So I'm like, my goal for the day, no matter what, is to get those plates out of the garage and into the gym. So even though I've been walking past them for the last 2 months, I walked past them that last time and I was like, oh shit, as long as I do this today, it's been a win. And then what you notice is those small wins build up momentum. And then I'm like doing other shit I would have probably otherwise not have done. So yeah, I think that's 100% right. Set small goals at first, knock those out, and then build the momentum to keep crushing.
The funny thing is with that shit that you let build up that you don't do, like for me, one of the stupidest ones is like taking the fucking trash out. Like I have trash cans in my garage and they'll pile up, but I got to like load them in my truck. And then I have a dumpster down by my shop. So I have to drive them down there and dump them like once a week. And it's the dumbest thing ever. It's like, all right, tomorrow I got to take the trash out. And then I never do. It's like you're walking past it every time. It stinks. It smells. It takes 2 fucking seconds to actually do it.
And it weighs in on you.
Yeah, but you don't. But then finally it weighs in on you and then you go do it and it's like 2 seconds and you're like, oh God, it feels so much better. Like, why did I prolong that?
Yeah.
Like, took 2 seconds of my life. I really wasn't that busy to not be able to do that. Like, why did I keep thinking about that, keep walking past it and let it build up? Like, it doesn't feel good. So why do we do that?
Right.
You know? And most of the shit is like that. Like, even cleaning my garage out, dude. Like, I don't know what it is. I'm a clean freak. I have OCD. Like, I judge myself on my garage. Like, if my garage is disorganized, I feel like my life is disorganized. Like, I hate it. And I put that shit off for like 3 weeks. And it sucked when I finally did it. That ended up taking like, I washed everything in it, all my vehicles and dirt bikes and 4-wheelers and motorcycles and shit too. So it took probably like 3 hours total. But still, it was like 3 hours and it was done. And then I felt amazing when I felt like shit about it for like 4 weeks. Like, it's just fucking stupid.
Yeah.
All right. This is one that's actually really tough, but it doesn't sound tough. Look in the mirror. Don't compare yourself to others. It only breeds envy and resentment. That's really tough in today's society. Not only looking in the mirror literally, but not comparing yourself to others. When we have social media and all this bullshit that's going on today, it's really easy to look at somebody else's highlight reel. We've talked about it before and compare your life to that shit. The problem is almost 99% of the time when you look at somebody's social media, it is just a highlight reel. And so when you're comparing yourself to them, you're not comparing your highlight reel. Like, when you're thinking about yourself, you're comparing your shit. You know, so you're comparing your shit part of your life to their highlight reel, which is what they show on social media, which is it's not real, dude. It's not reality.
I agree and disagree with that. I like comparing myself to people that are at where I want to be. You know what I mean? It gives me like a target to shoot for. Whereas if I'm on the other end of that, if I'm comparing myself to people that are like from high school and they're doing meth and they're fucking like in and out of jail, well, then it gets easy for me to be like, oh, I'm doing pretty good for myself and I can stay stuck. But when I look at like my mentors or you or like, you know, people that are at where I want to be, I guess I know their life's not perfect too, so it helps. But it's like, okay, if he can do it, then I can do it. It gives me something to aim for.
Here's the key in that, though. As long as it doesn't breed resentment and jealousy.
Yeah.
If you can compare yourself to somebody that's successful, I do the same thing. Like, oh, he can do that, I can do that. That's different. If you can compare yourself to somebody that's successful and use that as drive to move forward, yes. But if you're comparing yourself to everybody and it creates jealousy and envy within inside you, then that's the victim mentality, which is what we're talking about.
Right.
Like, if you're jealous of somebody else, then you're the fucking victim, you know, which is not the case. Like, somebody has something that you don't, they're probably fucking doing things different than you, or they're probably fucking working harder, bro. Sorry.
Yeah.
Like the billionaire's probably doing things a little bit different than I'm doing, you know? I'm going to get there. I'm just not there yet.
Right.
You know, I haven't figured it out yet, but I will. If they can, I will, you know? That's a good point. I like that. Count your blessings. Take inventory of the wonderful things in your life. That really comes down to like gratitude, which fuck, dude, we've had a whole goddamn podcast on gratitude before. And we talk about gratitude frequently, but that is a huge part of it as well. Like if you are a victim, you're obviously not grateful. You know, you're unhappy for things that you don't have. You're unhappy for the way that your life's going because you feel that something or some circumstance or somebody has wronged you. You know what I mean? Like you're not taking responsibility for where you're at. It's somebody else's issue and somebody else's problem, which obviously you can't be in gratitude. But I'll say it goes both ways. If you are in gratitude, I don't think you can be a victim, at least not in that time. You know what I mean? Like if you're actually grateful for everything that you have in your life where you're at, then you're taking responsibility for those things, good or bad.
Yeah.
Right?
I agree.
So gratitude, make a list of everything that you're grateful for. I honestly try to do this every day.
If you're a negative person too and you're not doing that, that's the single biggest
You should be
thing.
doing it no matter what.
Yeah.
Like every morning when I drive my son to school, I listen to gratitude affirmations every single morning. Like I make it a thing because I want my son to get into the loop or, you know, I want him to be grateful every day. You know what I mean? Like I want him to get into that vibe, that ritual. There you go. Of being grateful every single day, you know? And that shit will, like, even if he's not really listening, that'll
get the subconscious.
Yeah. That'll consciously get him, like, for every morning for a year as he listens to gratitude affirmations. I guarantee you when he's older, he's going to be grateful, you know? So create good habits. It's pretty easy. Hit lots of, oh yeah, this is what you already said. Hit lots of singles. Strive for small wins. They offer confidence and momentum as you pursue your long-term goals.
Yep.
Where I touch base on that. Meet challenges head on. This is something that I really love, and this is what we were talking about with the garage, man. Like, don't let shit build up. Prove you can overcome tough obstacles that will give you the strength and determination to face new ones, right? Like, so when you walk past that trash and it just builds up and builds up and builds up, it feels like shit. But if you actually take control of your life and go do it, then you feel better. And the more you string together those small wins, those two kind of go hand in hand. The more you string together those small wins, the more confident you feel about your life and what you're capable of, the more apt you're going to be to take on new challenges and big wins, right? Forgive yourself. Let go of grudges and avoid becoming dependent. Determine whether a handout, I really like this one actually. Determine whether a handout helps you back on your feet or enslaves you to a lifetime of dependency. I like that.
No such thing as free lunch.
Right. And that's a real big part of victim mindset, right? And I really like this too. Don't make yourself a victim. Winners make the effort while losers make excuses.
That's what it's all about right there.
That is what it's all about.
You know, I've vented before. I hate when people make excuses.
Yeah.
So it's just that. You can make progress, you can learn from your mistakes, or you can make excuses and just stay where you're at. I hate that shit.
Just fucking take control of your life, man. And just know that you are in control of your life. Like that's a big difference for me. Like if I think of a victim, I think of someone that feels helpless about their life. They feel helpless in circumstances that they're in their life. They feel like, you know, things have happened to them. Everybody owes them something. Everybody needs something. It's like, that's not a good place to be. That's not a good feeling. It doesn't feel good to feel like a victim. Like it feels helpless. It doesn't feel good to feel helpless. Who the fuck wants to feel helpless? The first point of that is just realizing that you're not fucking helpless, that you are in control of your life. No matter what, you are 100% in control of your life. So take the reins and make that life into what the fuck you want it to be. Doesn't matter what anybody else says to you. Doesn't matter what anybody else does to you. Doesn't matter what your fucking neighbor does. Doesn't matter if your mom or dad believes in your goals. Doesn't matter if you were loved right as a child. Like shit happens. Everybody has their own shit. As an adult, what you do, where you take that and what you do and where you turn it into and where you go is completely 100% up to you. Like that's on you. You can take that shit and turn it into a strength, or you can take that shit and cry about it for the rest of your life and turn it into a negative and a weakness and be a victim. I choose not to be a victim. I want to take everything that's happened to me and I want to turn it into a strength. I want to learn from it, grow from it, make that shit, instead of my weakness, make that shit my strength and move forward. And I want to turn life into whatever the fuck I want it to be. And I'm never going to fucking this pisses me off even more than the victims. I'm not going to fucking go off again, but I'm never going to fucking go half-ass on something. I'm just not going to do it. Like I've said it before in different podcasts. I used to think that was a fault of mine, a negative of mine, like an issue of mine, but it's not, dude. It's my fucking superpower, and it can be your fucking superpower too. Do not go half-ass on something. If you want to do something, if you're going to, like, that's a man. That's who I am. If I say I'm going to do something, I do it. I go all in on everything that I'm going to do. It doesn't feel good to fucking do something half-ass. It doesn't feel good to put in a little bit of effort. It doesn't feel good to, like, get something done, do a task, and go, oh, yeah, you know, I did all right. It was okay.
Phoned it in.
Yeah, like, fuck that shit. If you're going to do something, go all in. And that's how you win, dude. That's how you grow. That's how you move forward. That's how you become the elite. That's how you get things that other people don't have. That's how you live a life that other people dream of. It's because and to get that, you have to do things that other people are not doing. The majority of people are fucking pussies, just like you said. They are. It's the truth. The majority of people are pussies. They're not going to fucking go after what they want to go after. They're not going to chase their dreams. They're not going to take responsibility for their lives. They're not going to, like, dude, I feel like a lot of times I take too much responsibility. Like, I put everything on me. Right?
Which is way better than not taking enough.
But it's all right because it is my fucking responsibility. Like, I'll look at a situation and I'll put the whole motherfucker on me, you know? And it's like, the truth is, and I had a mentor years back say this to me. He's like, listen, man, no matter what, and I actually take more than 50%, man. I honestly think that everything's my responsibility in my life because I am my creator. My life is what I want it to be, you know, through God, through the eyes of God. My life is what I want it to be. I have free will. That's what I've been gifted. But I had a mentor years ago that said, you own at least 50% of everything that happens to you in your life. At least 50%. Like, at least half of everything that happens in your life you own. And I'll challenge that and say that you own all of it, you know? But that's the whole point, is whatever happens in your life, it's your responsibility to take control and turn that into wherever you want it to go and whatever you want your life to be. It's not anybody else's. Nobody's coming to save you. No one's going to fucking save you, bro. You know, no one's coming to help you. It's your life. It's your responsibility. You got to take it and you got to move forward if you want to win.
No one cares.
Yeah, I mean, it's really what it comes down to. Like, you want to cry about this, that, and the other. It's like other people, you'll have people that care and that'll listen, but like deep down, they're not going through that shit. They can't relate like you can. You know what I mean? It's your life. It's not their life. Like, I can't hold your hand and walk you through your life. It's your fucking life. It's your experience. I can be a friend. I can be there for you. You know, I can try to mentor you or guide you or help you out through shit. But at the end of the day, it's your job to make those choices. It's your job to say, nah, this job like is holding me back. It's not my true potential. I'm going to quit this motherfucker and I'm going to fucking quit this shit and go after what my heart desires. That's your job.
Amen.
You know what I mean? Like, I gave you inspiration through that. You called me and told me, I said, dude, go for it. You can do it. You know?
Well, even the people that care, even like your friends that are give you a caring ear and they give you advice. I mean, if you don't eventually take control of your own shit, they're going to get fucking tired of telling you the same shit.
Yep.
They're going to say, hey, man, you got to take responsibility and deal with it. So if you say, yeah, my wife's cheating on me, man, dude, I'm here for you. I'm here for you. But if you keep fucking staying in that relationship
and she cheats on you 5 times,
cheating on you, if they're a good friend, they're not going to keep saying like, oh man, well, that sucks, dude. There's nothing you could have done about that.
Man, she's just a shitty person. Why don't you give her another chance?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
They're going to eventually be like, dude, you need to fucking take control of this shit, man.
Quit being a little bitch.
Cut it loose. Pay the alimony and the child support. Figure out the kid situation, and fucking move out of your big ass house into a little studio apartment. Make the tough decisions so you can get the fuck out of that relationship. Take responsibility.
That's all we got, guys. Life is what you make it. Take control of your life. You're not a fucking victim. That's pretty much it on this one. You got anything else?
No.
Sweet.
Look in the mirror and say, next time you're making a decision, ask yourself, is this what I should be doing? Or am I just being a pussy?
Am I just being a little bitch?
I'm telling you, it sounds like corny, but that single question has helped me make some big decisions in my life, and I've never once looked back and regretted it.
Yeah. I just say take control of your life, man. Nobody owes you anything.
Except when I try to do the 3.5 off the high dive.
The only person that owes you something is yourself. Like, nobody else owes you anything. You owe yourself something. You take control of your life. You turn your life into what you want it to be. Life is what you make it. All right. This has been the Dads Who Live podcast, guys. Thanks for tuning in. If you got any value out of this, all we're trying to do here is give you new perspective, add some value to your life. Please give us a like, share, 5-star review. We do this shit for free, guys. We don't run ads or anything like that, so we want to grow organically. How that works is you got to tell a friend. You tell a friend, they'll tell a friend. That's how we get this thing moving forward, and we can help more people, get it out to more people. All the podcast formats are on our website, www.dadswholiftofficial.com. We also have hats and apparel and sweatshirts and all cool shit, like some of the stuff we're wearing now on the website as well. We're on IG as Dads Who Lift Official. We're on Facebook as Dads Who Lift Podcast. We also have a Facebook group of like 47,000 guys and growing that are like-minded dudes trying to be their best selves, best fathers, stay fit at the same time. They give each other a lot of shit, too. It's a really fun group to be in. If that's something that interests you, check that out. It's a group on Facebook called Dads Who Lift Official. Yeah, dude, take control of your life, guys. Take care.
It's forever, you know, this life forever, no surrender. It's forever, you know, this life forever. I'm bigger dead than alive, bigger dead than alive. I'm bigger dead than alive, dead than alive, yeah. I'm bigger dead than alive, bigger dead than alive, la la la.